Hey everybody, this is it. Strat-Bats Finals. Second time around, Orioles and Dodgers. And I made a snafu in announcing the pitching matchups after the last game. Actually, Jim Palmer is not eligible either by the rules I imposed. So we're going to have two new pitchers that have not pitched at all in the tournament for both teams. We're going to have Zach Greinke for the Dodgers from his 2015 season, 1.68 ERA and 19-3 record. And he'll be opposed by Mike Mussina, 1992 version, 18-5 with a 2.54 ERA. So we're ready to go. This is it. All the marbles. The Orioles winning last game to extend the series or extend the tournament to this game. And now it's up to each team to try to close it out. And we'll start out with Paul Blair leading things off. It's a 1-9 for Blair. And it's a double, a leadoff double for Paul Blair. So the Orioles striking quickly. Leadoff double brings up Machado. That's a 5-3. It's a ground ball first base X. Steve Garvey back at first base today. He's a 1. That's an 11. Could be an error. That 1 and 11, actually it's in between two errors. The 1 is an out 3. And with the runner with the ground ball to first, that's going to advance the runner. That's just my own little. When I go to the right side, even though I'm in basic, I'm still adhering to that. So just to make baseball sense, Blair, particularly being as fast as Blair was, he would be at third base. So there's one away. Here's Ripken. It's a 3-6. And Ripken hits a single with 1 star. That will score the run, and the Orioles lead it 1-0. They jump on Zach Greinke early. Here's Eddie Murray. 2-6 for Murray, and that's a 1-7 homer. 8-20 is a double. So if it's a 1-7, the Orioles really have a good start. It's a 4, so Eddie Murray, 2-run shot, and just like that, the Orioles grab a 3-0 lead. Zach Greinke getting abused, although everything's off the batter card, so it's really not his fault. 4-2 is a ground ball to second for out number 2. And that'll bring up Boog Powell. That's a 5-6, and that's a strikeout. So when you go off his Greinke's card, he gets results. But off the batter cards, the Orioles put up 3 here in the top of the first. So that'll bring up Mike Mussina, who's going to enjoy that 3-0 lead to work with. Here's Pete Reeser. It's a 2-8 for Reeser, and he's going to hit a ground ball to short. So one away as Ripken handles it easily. Here's Jackie Robinson. It's a 4-4 off on Mussina. That's a fly to center for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Duke Snider. It's a 4-6. And it's a fly to left. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Mussina as the Orioles try to do the improbable and win 2 games in a row against the powerful Dodgers. Here's Adam Jones. And Kershaw is warming up in the bullpen to come in relief, much like he did in Game 7 of the World Series. 1-8 for Adam Jones as a ground ball to short. One away. Brings up Jonathan Schoop. 3-10 for Schoop. 3-10, a 1's a home run. Anything else will be a double. So most likely a double. And that's what it is. Jonathan Schoop, a 1-out double. Brings up Chris Hoyles. He had 2 home runs in that last game. It's a 4-9, and this time Greinke gets him with a strikeout. 2 down. For Paul Blair. It is a 2-7 for Blair, and that's going to be a solid single. And with Schoop at second, let's see here. Schoop runs at a 13. There are 2 outs. That makes it a 1-15. They'll go ahead and try to score him. 1-15, he'll make it. And it's a 5. He's in there. So RBI single for Paul Blair makes it 4-0 Orioles. Here in the top of the second. Brings up Machado. It's a 1-8 for Machado. A 1-2 is a single. Anything else is a line out to third. And look at that, it's a 1. Do you believe that? It is a 1. And that's going to be a single with 1 star. So runners at first and second. Still 2 outs for Cal Ripken. 2-7. 2-7's a ground ball to third. That's going to end the inning. So the Orioles pick up another run thanks to the Blair RBI single. And we go to the bottom of the second. It's 4-0 in favor of the O's. Here's Pedro Guerrero, DH. 3-8. Strikeout. So Mussina on top of his game. Here's Steve Garvey. 3-6 for Garvey is a ground ball to short. 2 up, 2 down for Adrian Beltre, third base. 5-12 is a strikeout for Mussina. And he pitches 2 shutout innings. After 2 complete, it's 4-0 in favor of the Orioles, and Greinke is out of there. They can't go any longer with him. So they're going to go to their bullpen. Down 4-0, you just can't take the chance. So they're going to bring in, while Kershaw's still warming up, he's not quite ready yet. So they're going to bring in Jim Brewer. So Jim Brewer, a 1.88 ERA. He'll come in and just pitch this inning, and then Kershaw will pitch starting on the 4th inning. So Brewer facing Eddie Murray. This is a 1-7 for Murray, and that's a walk. So leadoff walk. And Brewer not having much better luck than Greinke had. Here's Singleton. 4-5. And it's off Brewer's card, but that's a bad number to get. 1-4 is a homer. 5-20 is a double. It is a 17. It's a double. But Murray, who doesn't run all that well, will stop at third base with nobody out. So runners are at second and third, nobody out. Luke Powell. 2-9 for Powell. 2-9 is a fly ball to right. That's a sacrifice fly with that B there. So it's a sac fly that will bring home Murray. And the score is now 5-0. At least they got an out. Here's Adam Jones. 6-11. Fly ball right field X. That's for, I'm sorry, 6-11. I don't know why I was looking at 5-11. 6-11 is a ground ball back to the pitcher. So that's 2 away, and the runner will have to hold. I'll bring up Jonathan Scope. Oh, I missed the tray. 6-3. 6-3 is a ground ball to first. That's going to end the inning. But the Orioles pick up another run thanks to the double by Singleton and the sac fly by Powell. Go to the bottom of the third. It's 5-0 Orioles. Mussina's loving this run support. Here's Campanella. 6-11. That is a fly ball left field X. That's Adam Jones. And that's a 14. So as an outfielder, 1 and a 14 is an out. 1 away. That will bring up Carl Furillo. That's a 1-11 against Furillo. And a 1-11 is a pop out to Machado at third. 2 down for Corey Seager. That is a 2-3. And 2-3 is a walk. So a 2-out walk to Corey Seager. Brings up top of the order Pete Reeser. That's a 6-6. 6-6 is a base hit. 1-7 is a double. 8-20 is a single. 13 is a single with 2 stars. Runners at the corners, 2 outs for Pete Reeser. I'm sorry, for Jackie Robinson. 5-3 is a walk, so that's going to load the bases. Bases loaded, 2 outs for the Duke Snyder, so the Dodgers can get back in the game with 1 swing. 1-9, and they just did it. A grand slam home run for Duke Snyder. Look at that. It all started with a 2-out walk. But it ends up being a grand salami. And just like that, the lead is down to 5-4. Here's Pedro Guerrero. 2-11. Ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning. But the Dodgers put up a 4 spot here in the third. We go to the top of the 4th. It is Orioles 5, Dodgers 4. Be right back with the new pitcher. Okay, we start at the bottom of the fourth, top of the fourth rather, and Clayton Kershaw on in relief, much like he did in Game 7 of the World Series. Dodgers have cut it to 5-4. Here's Chris Hoyles. 1-7 for Hoyles is a walk. So a leadoff walk to Chris Hoyles. And we're back to the top of the order for Paul Blair. Blair's 2 for 2. This is a 1-2 for Blair, and he will walk. So Kershaw having control problems. Brings up Manny Machado. 4-7 against Kershaw is a strikeout. One away. That's more like Kershaw. Here's Ripken. 5-2 is a ground ball back to the pitcher B. That's a fielder's choice at second. So it's a 1-6 fielder's choice for out number 2. Hoyles will go to third. Ripken stays at or is safe at first. Puts runners at the corners with 2 outs for Eddie Murray. It's homered and walked. 2-6 for Murray. He's got a chance for another home run, 1-7. But an 8-20 would still be a RBI double. That's a 6, and a 6 is a home run for Eddie Murray. A 1-7 is what he needed. He got a 6. He got the 6 that he needed right there. You can't hardly see it. There it is, a 6. So that is a 2-run shot for Eddie Murray. Actually, it's a 3-run shot because runners at the corners. My bad. 3-run shot for Murray. And the Orioles now putting it to Clayton Kershaw even. Doesn't matter who the Dodgers bring out, they're just swinging. And here's Singleton. It's a 2-11 for Singleton. He's going to fly to center to end the inning. But 3 runs are on the board. And through 4 innings, the Orioles have 8 runs. It's 8-4. So with that lead, Mussina's going to stay out there. You're facing Steve Garvey. That's a 4-10. That's a fly to center for out number 1. Brings up Adrian Beltre. Beltre a 5-8. 5-8 is a pop-up to Ripken, 2 down. For Roy Campanella. That's a 6-9. Ground ball to short. That's Ripken. He's a 1. And that's a 5. So it's probably a good play, but you never know. Yep, it is a good play. That's going to end the inning. So we go to the 5th. Kershaw's going to go 1 more inning. It's the best you got. You got to leave him out there. And he's going to be facing Boog Powell. 4-6 is a strikeout. 1 away. Brings up Adam Jones. 5-5. 1-4 is a homer. 5-20 is a fly to right. And that's a 5. He just missed the home run. That is a 5. So that's a fly to right. So Ferrillo snagged it at the wall. 2 down for Jonathan Scope. 6-8 against Kershaw is a ground ball to short. That's going to be Seager. He's a 3. And that is a 7. So shortstop, a 3 and a 7 is a good play. And the inning is over. So Kershaw makes it through the 5th, and then they'll go ahead and bring in somebody else for the next inning. Right now, Mussina working on with that 8-4 lead. Going to be facing Ferrillo to lead things off. It's a 2-3. That's a pop to third. 1 away. In fact, Ferrillo popped to third his first time up. Must have found the same role. Here's Seager. 1-5 for Seager is a walk. So 1-out walk to Seager, and that's how it started last time for the Dodgers. You got that 1-out walk, or actually it was a 2-out walk, and then all heck broke loose. So here's Reeser. 5-7. Ground ball second base X, that's Scope. He's a 2. And that's a 16. So a 2 and a 16 is a 1 base error on Scope. How about that? So E4 puts runners at first and second. With 1 out for Jackie Robinson. 5-10. 5-10's a ground ball shortstop X. That's Ripken. He's a 1. And that's a 13. So 1 and a 13 is an out 3. That's a double play. 6-4-3 to get him out of the inning. So the Dodgers were threatening, but came up short. We completed 5. It's the Orioles 8 and the Dodgers 4. Be right back with a new Dodger pitcher. All right, new Dodger pitcher, first time appearing in the tournament, Sandy Koufax from 1961. 18-13 with a 3.52 ERA, so it wasn't quite the Koufax of 62, 63, 64, and 65, but 61 is when he first got started, being the Koufax that everybody remembers. But he's in there now in relief to try to hold the fort. Here's Chris Hoiles to lead off. 2-7 for Hoiles is a ground ball to short. So there's one away. Top of the order for Paul Blair. Blair a 6-7. 6-7 is a 1-5 single. 6-20 is a line out to second. And it's a 5, so it's a base hit for Blair. Blair has been troublesome for the Dodgers. He's reached base all 4 times, 3 for 3 with a walk. Here's Machado. 1-9. That's a strikeout. So Sandy Koufax puts the whiff on Machado for out number 2. Brings up Cal Ripken. 2-5 is a ground ball to short, and the inning is over. So Koufax pitches a scoreless 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still an 8-4 ball game. Mussina going to get at least one more inning in, if he's effective at least. And that'll bring up Duke Snider to lead things off. And the Duke, 5-8, is a pop out to Ripken at short. One away for Pedro Guerrero. It's a 3-6 for Guerrero, and that's a 1-4 single. 5-20, he'll line it to Machado. That's a 4, so he sneaks it by him for a base hit. I'll bring up Steve Garvey. Garvey a 4-5, ground ball second base C, so the runner will advance as Garvey is out. 4-3 for out number 2. Guerrero will go to second, but now there are 2 outs. And it's up to Adrian Beltre, who's 0 for 2. 5-11, ground ball pitcher X, that's Mussina, he's a 2. And the roll is a 15. So a 2 and a 15 is a 1, I'm sorry, 2 and a 15 is an out. 3 and a 15 would have been an error. 2 and a 15 is an out, so the play was made. And the Dodgers go quietly in the 6th. So we go to the top of the 7th, Sandy Koufax, another inning of work. He'll start out facing Eddie Murray. That is a 6-2, and that's a walk. So leadoff walk to Eddie Murray, who has 2 home runs and 2 walks in this game. Here's Singleton. 6-10. 6-10 is a ground ball third base X. That's Beltre. Beltre is a 2. That's a 10. So a 2 and a 10 is a 1 base error. So Beltre, his second error of the game, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That might have been last game. I'm trying to remember. I know there was an error in there somewhere. Maybe I'm getting confused, but E5 nonetheless puts runners at first and second with nobody out. So, nobody out. Ken Singleton reaches on the error. Here's Boop Powell. 4-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Seager, who's a 3. And that's a 3. 3 and a 3. 3 and a 3 is a single. Single 1, and a 1 says runner advance 1 base. So the bases are now loaded on that single by Boog Powell. That has loaded the bases with nobody out. And it brings up Adam Jones. And you wonder if they're going to let Koufax pitch to Adam Jones. They are not. He's going to be lifted. They need somebody that can get the strikeout or the double play. Well, Koufax can get the strikeout, but they want a ground ball pitcher to get the double play as well. So they're going to go to Steve Howe. So Steve Howe is in relief. He is the 5th Dodger pitcher of the game. Facing Adam Jones, bases loaded, nobody out. So 6-6. 6-6 is a pop out to second, so that worked for him. 1 away. Now double play gets him out of the inning. Jonathan Scope. 6-5. Fly ball center field B. That's a sac fly. That's going to bring home a run. Be charged to Koufax as Murray scores an unearned run thanks to the error. And the Orioles pick up run number 9. It's 9-4. And that'll bring up Chris Hoyles. Hoyles a 5-8. Fly ball to left. That's going to end the inning. But we got the 7th inning stretch, and we got the Orioles holding a commanding, what seems like a commanding 9-4 lead. And Orioles are going to go to the bullpen for the last 3 innings. So Mussina's day is done. And they'll go to the bullpen. And they will turn to Eddie Watt. Eddie Watt from 1969, a 1.65 ERA and 16 saves. So Eddie Watt will be coming in to pitch at the bottom of the 7th against Roy Campanella to lead things off. 5-6 is a strikeout for Watt. 1 away. Brings up Carl Furillo. 6-8. 6-8 is a line out to third. That's 2 away. Brings up Corey Seager. 3-6. 3-6 for Seager is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Watt. We go to the top of the 8th with a new Dodger pitcher. And the new Dodger pitcher in relief will be, let's see who they're going to get here. Looks like they're going to go back to Eric Gagne. So Eric Gagne is in there. He is pitcher number 6 for the Dodgers. Previous 5 have combined to give up 9 runs. Here's Paul Blair. 1-6, and the reason they're doing that is because a lot of these rolls are coming off the batter cards. So 1-6 for Paul Blair, and look at that, a solid home run. Right off the bat, a 1-6. It's a home run for Paul Blair. And that's run number 10 for the Orioles. It's 10-4 good buddy game right now. Breaker. It's 10-4. All right, it's 3-9. 3-9 is a ground ball to short. 1 away. For those of you old enough to remember CBs, here's Cal Ripken. 4-2 against Gagne's. Ground ball to first base X. That's Garvey. He's a 1. And that's a 1. So that's a good play. 1 and a 1 is an out. First base unassisted. 2 down. Brings up Murray. 3-8 for Murray. 3-8 is a ground ball to third. That's going to end the inning. Put a Paul Blair homer. Puts another run on the board. And after 7.5, it's 10-4 good buddy. Be right back with the new Orioles pitcher. All right, bottom of the 8th, new Orioles pitcher is Stan the Man Unusual, Don Stanhouse from 1979. He inherits a 10-4 lead, and he'll be facing the top of the Dodger order, Reeser, Robinson, and Snyder. It's a 3-5 for Reeser. That's a leadoff single. So Pete Reeser, leadoff single. Could think, well, he's a D stealer, so he's not going anywhere. Plus, they're losing 10-4, so you don't usually steal down 10-4. Here's Robinson, 2-7. 2-7 is a walk. So look at that. Maybe the Dodgers have something cooking. First 2 are on for the Duke. That is a 6-7. Ground ball shortstop X. That's Ripken. Of course, he's a 1. And that's a 3. Probably a good play, and it is. Out number 3 is a double play, 6-4-3. And just like that, they're 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Reeser does go to third, but that's of little consequence. Now there's 2 outs for Pedro Guerrero. And it's a 5-3. That's ground ball pitcher X, and Stanhouse is a 1. And that's at 15. 1 and a 15 is an out, and that's going to end the inning. So Stanhouse does his job here in the 8th. We go to the 9th. Still a 10-4 ball game. And the Dodgers, it's not a save situation obviously, but they're going to bring in Kenley Jansen to pitch the 9th. He is going to be pitcher number 7 for the Dodgers in this game. Previous 6 have given up 10 runs, so maybe he can do better. Here is Ken Singleton to lead things off. That is a 5-6. And that's a strikeout for Jansen. 1 away. Brings up Boog Powell. That's a 6-6, and that's another strikeout. I'm sorry, I looked at 5-6. 6-6 is still a strikeout as well. So 2 up, 2 down is Jansen is rolling. Here's Adam Jones. 2-6 for Jones. That's a base hit. 1-10 is a double. 11-20 will be a single. That's a 19, so it's a 2-out single for Adam Jones. His first hit of the game. Brings up Jonathan Scope. That's a 3-6 for Jonathan Scope, and he's going to get a base hit. 1-2 is a double. 3-20 is a single. They're both 2 stars, so the run cannot score. It's a 6, so it's a single. Puts runners at the corners, and 2 outs. And that'll bring up the catcher, Chris Hoyles. We'll actually get a pinch hitter for Chris Hoyles. He really hasn't done anything. He hit the 2 home runs in the previous game, but with the big lead, they're going to give the old-timer Rick Dempsey a chance from 1979. Plus, he's going to stay in to catch. He's a much better defender. He's a 2-rated catcher versus a 3-rated catcher. So Dempsey will come in and pinch hit and stay in the game to catch with runners at the corners and 2 outs. And it's a 3-9, and Dempsey will fly to left to end the inning. In case you're curious, Chris Hoyles on a 3-9 would have struck out, so it didn't matter either way you went. So Jansen gets out of the mess on that 3-9 result. So fly to left to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 9th, and as you might expect, Zach Britton coming on to try to wrap it up. Zach Britton, and he'll be facing Guerrero. Okay, sorry about having to pause that. My battery is running low, so I had to plug it in to the power source so I didn't lose the recording after getting this far. So it is the bottom of the 9th, and it's going to be Garvey, Beltre, and Campanella for the Dodgers against Zach Britton. It's a 4-5, and 4-5, a 1-9 is a double. So 1-9, and Garvey will get himself a double. It's a 17 though, and that's going to be a fly to center for out number 1. So Zach Britton gets the first out, brings up Adrian Beltre, 2 outs away from the championship in strat bats. So 1-6 for Beltre, and Beltre says, I'm going to at least make some noise before we leave. There is a home run for Adrian Beltre. So cuts the lead to 10-5. So at least a glimmer of hope for the Dodgers on that one. Here's Campanella. 5-7 is a fly to center. And they're down to the last out, and it's Carl Furillo, the Reading Rifle. He's got one last chance. That is a 3-12. Oops, that was a 6 there. It was a 3-12. My finger got caught on the felt there. 3-12 for Furillo. And a 3-12 is a walk. So that's going to send it to Corey Seager and see if he can do anything. Seager has walked twice and struck out. That is a 1-9 for Seager. And a Seager on a 1-9 is a strikeout. He did it again. That's going to end the ball game and end the tournament. The Orioles win the Strat Bats tournament at a score of 10-5. Player of the game in this one is Eddie Murray with 2 home runs, although Paul Blair, actually probably should give it to Paul Blair. He went 4 for 4 with a home run, a double, 2 singles, and a walk to go with a couple of runs scored. So I guess Paul Blair would get it, although Murray with 2 home runs certainly and 2 walks, that certainly is, he was certainly instrumental as well. So either way you go, the Orioles did the improbable by winning 2 games in a row. So the Orioles will come out victorious in this one. They beat the Dodgers in the preliminary game to stay alive, and then they beat the Dodgers convincingly in the championship game. And there you have, it's kind of a rough looking page. It's been folded up and carried around a lot, but there you have the Strat Bats. It's all over as the Baltimore Orioles come away victorious. They seem to do well in these tournaments. They certainly did the last May Madness or the first two May Madnesses. I think the '69 Orioles won it as a team, but these are individual players. So they do it again with their players, which they had a bunch of them. And a lot of times defense had a lot to do with it. With the Orioles had a lot of ones, where the Dodgers had some key players in key positions that are 2s and 3s that made errors. So that and the pitching, or lack thereof, as the roles were on the hitter's card versus the pitcher's card. So that's going to do it from here. I hope you guys enjoyed the Strat Bats tournament. Not sure if I'll do anything like that again, at least not anytime soon anyway. But it was fun to play with these teams. Maybe if I do it again, I'll do it for all the teams, not just the top 16. Maybe I'll do it for all all 30 teams, or 31 teams, or 32 teams, however many there are. But that's going to do it from here on a snowy weekend here in Virginia. And as usual, I'll see you all down the road.